Alright boys, so we're back today with another guide video, and today it's going to be 5 tips for Duelist that everyone is kind of misunderstanding. They don't really, honestly, Duelist is like more complicated than people think. People think it's just a click head roll and just go kill everyone, but it's a lot more in depth to that, and a lot of people like will just see it incorrectly, if you know what I mean. But yeah, if you don't know who I am an Immortal 3 Jett Raze main for pretty much since beta. I've been playing this game a long time, pretty much exclusively Duelist. It's by far my most played role. And yeah, we'll just hop into the video. So let's go.
Let's go!
Alright, so real quick before we get into it, 85% of you aren't subbed. So if you like watching my content, you want to help me out, please hit the sub button below. And yeah, let's just go. Alright, so the first thing you really need to understand about Duelist, like as a role, is your job primarily, especially on attack, is to make space for your teammates. That is the main job you have. Like, your job isn't to go kill everyone, your job isn't all this, it is to make space for your team, or take space that your teammates are gonna give you. So, like, playing with your teammates is very important. People love to just insta-lock Duelist and just go pretty much AFK on mic, like they won't say a word. When actually Duelist is one of, like, the roles where you should be calming a lot. Because you can get so much more value compared to just sitting there and trying to go kill everyone. Because it's too hard. Like, Duelist's utility is not good enough to go do that. Like, the only Duelist with really strong util for taking space is, like, Raze. Because she has so much more team utility compared to, like, some of the other ones. Like, Jett, she has the dash and that's about it. Like, the rest of her abilities are kind of mid. And the other guys, like, they have flashes and stuff, but you really do need that team utility, whereas Raze, with that Boombot, you pretty much have like a little silver drone with you. So like, that's why I think she is so strong compared to the other ones. But even then, like, if you could just combo yourself with anyone, like you hop in, you don't even need a duo, like you just get some sort of, you just ask your team. Even if they don't do it for you, it's about the principle of asking them, because sometimes they will help you and you'll win way more games from that. So the next thing I want to talk about is fighting for map control and just doing it with no fear. One thing I hear all the time, it's such a common misconception, is like, oh, why are you pushing on defense? Or like, things like this, like, we're on defense, you don't have to push. But fighting for map control and fighting on defense, not being afraid of that, is so important. Like, you'll see this all the time. Like, if you're looking at high-level streamers, they're not just sitting there AFK, playing default angles, you know? You're just gonna die if you do that. Especially on Duelist, like, you don't have the utility to do that. It's not like you're playing Viper. You can't just sit by your orb and smoke it and then toss a molly, you know? Your abilities are made to fight people. Like, you can't just sit there. If you just let them 5-man funnel into you, like, you're gonna lose. It's 100% fact. Whereas if you, like, fight for that map control, and, like, let's say you're on bind and you don't want to give up showers, you know? You're fighting for showers. Or you're on, like, Fracture, and you don't want to give up Tower. If you give up Tower, you'll lose. Just any of those, like, important places. Or, like, even on Haven. A lobby is, like, a really big one. You'll see it all the time in pro play. Like, Breach became meta on this map just to fight for A lobby. That's insane. Like, that just shows how important it is to just not give up that map control. Because map control is everything. If you have so much more map control than the enemies, they feel pressured. They feel, like, super scared, you know? They don't know what's gonna happen. And you're just chilling, like, you know everything. You know exactly where they are. So map control is just so important. Alright, so number 3 here is dying isn't always bad. Like, this is the thing, especially as a Duelist, like, playing aggressive is very, very good. So, like, if you die in a good way, and now, how do I explain what a good way is, right? So, if you just dry swing someone and you just fight someone for no reason, you gain nothing even if you win the fight, and then you die, it's a bad death. Like, there was no point in it. Your death didn't achieve anything. But if you take a crazy amount of space, maybe you even get a kill, maybe you even don't get a kill. Like, if you are able to just force the enemy back and put them in a bad situation, and then you die for that, that is, like, fine. So, like, you entry frag hard, you know? Let's say you're entering on bind or something, you fly out, you fly behind in lamps, you kill the guy in lamps, and then you die. But you got that map control, like, it's fine. So you can see how it's tying in together here, like the making space, the fighting for map control, and that dying isn't bad, like, it's all tying in together. So, like, this is what you need to be doing. Especially as well, if you're in post plant, right? This is the thing about Duelist. They are very explosive. They're not they don't have regenerating util, you know what I mean? Like, nobody does. If you look at the whole Duelist cast, nobody regens their util. Other than, like, no, nobody. Euro doesn't even do it anymore. You have to get the kills. Whereas you look at someone like Sova or like Sky or someone like that, they regen their util, you know? Or like Omen regens his util. So, like, you can just explode out, use all your utility, get the bomb down, and then you play in these, like, really ratty, annoying angles for the enemy to clear. So, like, they're trying to spend all this util on you, and you're basically just, like, a little robot walking around trying to kill people. You don't have anything left, you know what I mean? So you play these, like, annoying-ass angles, especially in these post-plants. And if you die, it's fine. As long as you're able to get traded. If you play an angle where you can't get traded, unless there's, like, very little enemies on the map, it's not worth it. So you want to just come to your teammates, you know? Like, hey, can you peek off me? Can you play off my contact? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Again, it's not the point whether they do or don't. It's the fact that you're actually looking for it. And you recognize that, like, playing with your teammates there is a really good idea. So yeah, dying is not always bad. Alright, number 4 here is use your entire team's util to help you entry, right? Like I said earlier, you don't have the best utility, like... So what you want to do is you want to just grab all your team's utility, everything you think you need. And this is actually really good to practice because it will make you think about what is good and what you need, which makes you think about the game more, less autopiloting. So, you want to just grab everything, you know, like, Breach, you stun here, or can you stun here for me? Don't command people, otherwise they won't do it for you. If you're like, if you know, you're being a bit of a dick, like, no one really wants to help you. But if you're just like asking you, yo, Breach, can you stun this for me? And then flash here, and then he'll probably do it, most likely. And like, yo, Omen, maybe you can smoke this, smoke that, whatever, everything. Sky, can you dog this, then flash out? Boom, everything, just so free for you. Or you can just ask, yo, can we KO up this and we can go in hard? Just start thinking about these things, because the more you think about it, the less autopiloting you'll do, and the more you'll just win, man. If you can start getting this util, like, that's what makes such a good duelist, man. If they're taking all of their team's util and just helping you entry, because that's what they are. All the rest of your players are support players for you on your entry. And if they're not supporting you, it's impossible. This is why, if you've ever played Duelist without having, like, an initiator at all, let's say you have, like, double sentinel, 2 duelists, and what's it called, a smoker, like, this comp is awful to try and play as the duelist, because you have nothing to help you. You're just hopeless. Like, you're just standing there. You have to clear 65 angles on your own. It's too hard. You can't do it. Your head is on a swivel. Like, you literally cannot do it. So literally use every piece of util your team has. Anything you think you'll need, just ask your team, and they'll most likely give it to you. If not, it happens sometimes, you know, people are just going to be people in rank. It's just how it is. But it's a good habit to get in, and it will really help you stop autopiloting. Now, the last thing I have here is you can't top frag every game. It's just not possible. Like, you're going to have bad games. If you go look at the best players in the world stats, they have bad games. You know what I mean? You can't do it. Like, so this is why building up these other good habits is so important for consistency. Because if you're only winning when you're popping off, you've got a problem. Like, you need to be able to have, like, amazing comms and stuff, like, and things that are just going to be consistent, that don't rely on your aim. And that's, like, a major thing. And I see a lot, especially with, like, Reyna players will always do this, but it doesn't matter. Like, you'll see Jett players, all different types of duelists. They're just gonna, like, if they're not top fragging, they don't care even, and they just start feeding because they have nothing else to fall back on. You know what I mean? And this is the big thing, like, stats. I will tell you now, stats are so not important. Like, they don't matter at all. It completely depends on the player. Like, the hidden impact is a real thing. This is what people don't get. Like, if you're bottom fragging on a duelist, it doesn't even mean you're playing bad. I've had countless games where I feel like I'm the most impactful player in the game, even though I'm on the bottom of the leaderboard. Like, and that's not just an ego thing or something. Like, that's just a fact, because the amount of, like, sometimes, you know, you entry fragging, it's really hard. Like, you have to spin around the place, try and kill people in these hard places. But if you're doing that well, and you're getting your teammates to trade you out, and you're getting good damage on people, and you're able to take all that space, it doesn't matter that you're not getting the kills, because you're still such an impactful player if you're playing around, like, a team like this. And that's pretty much everything. Don't worry about your stats. If you're bottom fragging, who cares? Just keep playing and keep trying to win and you'll pop off. So yeah, that's gonna be the video anyway, boys. Thanks for watching, like and sub, all that stuff. Follow the Discord, follow me on Twitch, and yeah, I'll see you later. Jing taught me, boys.